Good morning. Welcome to Creating Artists for Tomorrow. I'm back in the studio and wanted to share with you another one of my very favorite projects. We do this a lot at our table time that we have at the studio, and we also do it a lot at summer camp. It's just a very fun and simple project that's got pretty dramatic end results. What I like to do when I do a project is use an artist as inspiration, and we've got these two artists that I like to use as inspiration for the children when we do this project. This painting right here is by Greenville's own Eric Benjamin. He's a fabulous Greenville artist, and he's been to the studio a few times instructing our children in our summer camps, actually a few years ago. And he likes to talk about his paintings to the children in terms of his paintings being color sandwiches. So layers of color on top of each other, kind of like you're building a sandwich, and the children can really relate to that. So you talk to them about, what are the layers of a sandwich? You've got the bread, you've got the mustard, you've got the lettuce and the tomato. Not all the layers are the same. Some are not going to go across the whole piece of bread, etc., etc. So we're going to make our own color sandwiches using salt and watercolor only. For this project, you're going to need liquid watercolors, you're going to need some brushes, and you're going to need a pot of just regular water. If you do not have liquid watercolor, that's not an issue. If you do have the palette of watercolors, these will work as well. You just want to make sure you use a lot of water with it. Also, if you don't have any kind of watercolor, if you've got food coloring at home, you can use food coloring. It is Easter now, so you may have some Easter dye. So take some of those little pellets of Easter dye and dilute them in water, and not as much water as you normally would, because you want the colors to be very bright. So those are options that you have if you don't have watercolors at home. I've got watercolor paper here. This paper is 6 by 8 inches. If you don't have watercolor paper, you could use cardstock or just regular paper, but watercolor paper would be the best to use. And then you're going to fold it in half to create a card, and then you're going to tape it onto your surface, just using masking tape. And you want to kind of overlap, you want that masking tape to be about 1/4 inch into the paper, okay? And you want to kind of make it as even as possible all the way around. And you will see why we do this in a little bit. It's pretty cool what the effect this has. All right, and now you're just going to start making your color sandwich. You're just going to kind of layer on the colors. So the first layer I'm going to do is I'm going to make the green, this kind of blue green. Put that on there. Kind of thick. And it doesn't have to be all straight. You can make them wavy and mountainous, however you want. All right, so I put the watercolor on there, and then I sprinkled salt on. And if you looked at that, the salt drank up all that extra liquid in that watercolor, which is pretty cool. So now I could pick this up without even dripping. The salt is now gonna do even another effect. If I come in here with this blue, and I'm gonna make this kind of layer right here, you can see that the salt in the green is pulling the blue into the green, making a really pretty teal color. All right, and while that is still wet, again, I'm gonna sprinkle it with salt. Okay. Now I'm gonna go with this yellow, and I'm gonna make this yellow, all right, start here, and I love how, it's going into that blue, making a green. I'm gonna make this kind of go all the way. Love that. All right. Finishing up my sandwich. I'm gonna take some of this pink and how it's pulling into the yellow and the blue. So we created purple here and almost like an orange peachy color there, just by using this one color. Okay. here. This red. All right, that was simple. That's my color sandwich right there. It's beautiful. Now, once you have got all the white taken care of, that you can't see any more white, then you can peel the, I forgot to put more salt on that red. Peel the tape off, and the tape has created a very cool border around. So now you have a very professional looking note card. And in these times of social distancing and self-quarantining, something like this, make a card, write a really sweet note and send it to somebody who needs some cheer and uplifting. I think that would be really cool to get in the mail. So if you've got a drip right there, take some more salt and soak it up. All right, so you can see some of the other ones that we created here. They're really cool. All right, and then the other project, I'm actually, let me see. Take that. We're gonna make these flowers using this Vasily Kandinsky piece with the concentric circles, taking inspiration from that. I love the way that he's got kind of imperfect circles. He's kind of got these wonky circles, and then the colors are kind of blending into each other. So we're gonna, again, using our watercolor paper, you're going to tear circles, okay? So I've formed a big circle, and you can tweak it, tear it however you want. And you're gonna tear 3 of them. Here I did a big one, a medium one, and a little one. Okay, and then using the same technique that you did with the color sandwiches, you're going to paint colors in concentric circles into filling up the whole piece of the whole circle that you tore out. Using, as soon as you put the color down, you're gonna put the salt on there and create 3 circles. And then all you're gonna do is then, once those are dry, you're going to glue them to each other like that. You can take some scraps and you can create leaves and then put those right underneath like that, and you've got yourself a pretty Vasily Kandinsky inspired flower, something very simple. These are some samples that we did the other day. Now, tearing is a very good lesson for small children. In fact, children actually can use scissors better than they tear. So it's a really good fine motor skill lesson to do with your child, especially if they're young. Anyway, have fun with this. Send us pictures if you do this project. We'd love to see them. Or you could send us a card. 1711 Old Spartanburg Road, Greer, South Carolina, 29650. Anyway, y'all have a good day. Be careful, stay safe and healthy. Love y'all.